Some people say Xi Jinping really sick. Okay.
Coronavirus update for February 4th, Tuesday night, 2020. How's everybody doing this evening? We'll wait for a few more people to join before we start this live stream. Started it this afternoon. Only did it for about 30, 40 minutes, but tonight we'll hopefully go for an hour or so. See how it goes. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, if there's any feedback or anything, any echo sound, but it should be all right now. Tia Spears, good evening. Welcome back. You were here this afternoon as well. What country are you from, may I ask? I'm guessing either States or Canada. Am I right? Because if you were in Europe, it would be like 3 or 4 in the morning right now. But I definitely remember you from this afternoon as well. Appreciate you returning. Give it a few more minutes and then we'll start. Latest update from BNO News is still from 9:06, about an hour and a half ago. I'll run down the numbers in a little while as well. Van Guardian, how you doing this evening? Welcome back. Well, Tia, you're in Canada as well. Are you in BC or Ontario? Seems like the only people from Canada on here are either BC or Ontario. No Albertans or Reginans, Saskatchewan, and Manitobas. Chantel, the Netherlands, 4:32 right now. I think you're new here, right? This is your first time on the stream. Welcome to the channel. The Netherlands, yeah, it's 6-hour time difference from here. You're the same time as in Italy, France, Germany, a lot of other countries in Europe. Thanks, good to be here. Yeah, glad that you joined up again. I think you were on, was it a couple days ago as well? Tia Spears, Ontario. Did you, if you're in Ontario, did you manage to find any of the masks, the N95 masks anywhere? Because I know a few people went looking all over the place and they were sold out pretty quick. And I saw a lot of Asians in different stores and they were all looking for it and they couldn't find any. They were gone in a flash. And I think if you want to buy them now, you got to pay an arm and a leg online for them. But yeah, have you looked for those masks anywhere around? Let's see if it's updated at all yet. Still shows a fatality count of 492. I think I was talking to somebody on the live stream today that said that there was a new fatality that they saw posted, but I still see 492. The person was telling me that it was up to 493, but I have yet to see that number go up. But of course, that's bound to happen too. These numbers aren't accurate. They're as close as we're going to get online anyway, for the time being. So Chantel, are you actually Dutch, or did you move there, or are you a Dutch native? And what's the situation like in Netherlands as far as the coronavirus goes? Have you guys gotten any reports at all of somebody being infected or checking on airplanes or whatnot? Because I haven't heard much about the Netherlands. I've heard about Italy and the cruise ship and everything else, but Netherlands, I haven't heard anything. Let me see if on here there's anything about where in Europe has been affected so far. Germany has the most, I guess, in Europe with 12, followed by France, which only has 6, and then England 2. Well, so not many. Italy 2, Spain one and Belgium one. So there hasn't been that many so far in Europe, which is pretty surprising considering, Canada and the States have 16 altogether. Well, it just goes to show you that a lot of the population here in Canada and the States is very Asian based. We, the world as we know it, 2029, managed to find one box of N95 20-pack at Home Hardware. In around the Toronto area or whereabouts in Ontario? Because, I mean, it could have been like even Ottawa or something, right? So you and the world as we know it are together. That's cool. You're both on my channel as well. Awesome. I appreciate that. But you found one box. So was that the last box remaining or something? Or you just grabbed one box out of whatever was left? Because as I've said, I've heard numerous reports that even today there's still nowhere to be found in Ontario, especially in the Toronto area, which is heavily populated with Asians. I don't know if you ever heard of Markham in Ontario, Tia? One of the massive places for Asians. I think it's like, I read it one stream, it was like 70% or something was Asian based in Markham. They even had the school in Markham saying that if kids were returning from China, the parents have to bring a paper showing that, they don't have any kind of symptoms to be allowed to go back to school. Yes, Chantel says, yes, I am Dutch. So far, no real consequences. Well, that's good to hear. Chantel, if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified anytime I do a live stream. And you'll be notified as well as the new videos I've been posting daily, all from inside China and what's really going on with the coronavirus, as opposed to what the mainstream media is showing you. But glad you're here. Tia Spears, yes, it was. That's all they had. We are up close to North Bay. Well, okay, so I guess you were lucky because you are kind of out of the main city of Toronto to have been able to find them. Because as I said, in Toronto, it was impossible to find them, be it hardware stores or paint stores or even like Shoppers Drug Mart, pharmacies. They were all gone. And if you're gonna buy them now online, I don't know if you've looked around, the prices are just sky high. Hey Fanny, welcome. So everybody say hello to Fanny. She's the moderator here on my channel. She does amazing work, so give her a thumbs up as well, not just for the channel, but for the moderator, Fanny. Ben Guardian says, evening, Fanny. Chantel says, I'll subscribe. Thank you very much, and welcome to the family. We're always here trying to help each other, so glad you're coming on board. So yeah, the last update from BNO News. There will be a link posted in the chat if you guys want to check out this channel on your own time. They update it about once an hour. And right now, the latest update is still from about an hour and a half ago, with the confirmed cases still being at 24,553 and the fatalities sticking at 492, which it's been at that number for about half a day. So, take it for what you will. But the majority is still in Wuhan, whereas no other province has even reached 1,000. But the thing I still can't wrap my head around, like they closed Disneyland and everything else in Shanghai, and yet you're telling me that only 233 cases with only one death. We did a live stream 2 nights ago, and it was at 7 critical. It's still at 7 critical. How that's possible, I have no idea. As if you guys have seen some of the videos, people are just dropping, and I'm sure those people haven't been reported as passed away. But I'm sure the situation in Shanghai is pretty dire, considering there's over 25 million people in that city, and only one person died from this. I find that really hard to believe. Tia Spears says, we live in a small town and everywhere is sold out already. Yeah, so even you got the shortage there. Van Guardian speaks, a question if I may. Of course, that's what we're here for, Van Guardian. Ask away. Even if I don't have the answer, maybe somebody in the chat does, and we can all, help each other out. Truck Stop says, I just finished uploading multiple documents from government servers, posting it on your most recent non-live vid. Truck Stop, I think the best thing to do is email them to me. Then I'll look them over, and if there is much interest for it, I can always do it in the next live stream. We can talk about it. The email address is mavakaga@gmail.com. Fanny will post a link to the email address as well. I think it's best you send it there. Vanguardian says, have you seen any recent reports on military checkpoints or personnel being reported in Wuhan or elsewhere? I've posted a video today about the cops that were, putting on their hazmat suit and walking down the streets of Wuhan with rifles in their hand. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, but if you haven't, go check that out. It's one of the videos I posted earlier today, and there's multiple videos showing. There was another video showing about, I don't know, there must have been at least 200 to 300 cops standing outside a door of a house of somebody that was infected from the inside. And they haven't showed that person even attempting to open the door. And for that person's sake, I hope they don't open the door, because as soon as they open the door, they're history. So yeah, there's the email address. In case anybody wants to send anything, be it videos, photos, documents, whatever, send them to that email address. And if they're interesting enough, and if I do able to verify that they are true, I'll do it in the next live stream or in an upcoming live stream. No problem. Truckstop posted it on the gaming vid. Okay, I'll check it out later on, if not tomorrow morning. But like I said, the best thing to do is don't send them on the videos, because other people might, who knows, do what with it. You know what I mean? They might even report it. So just send them to my email. That'd be the safest bet. That video was disconcerting. Yeah, so you've seen it as well, right? Truck stop sent. Okay, cool. So you sent it to the email, I'm assuming? That'd be the best thing. So yeah, like I said, Beijing and Shanghai, it's still showing as just the one. The only one with multiple deaths so far, of course, Hubei province, which shows up to 479. We got Henan province at 2. Chongqing at 2. Scroll down. I always have a problem saying this province. I guess it's like Heilongjiang province, 2. And that's it for multiple deaths. Everywhere else is 1 or none. And it was funny though too. People were talking about how, well, there was one person, I don't remember her name. She sent me a comment in one of the videos saying, "Oh, you're just mongering fear into people, because the flu is much more lethal than this is. If this is much more lethal than a flu, then let me show you some videos I saw earlier. Tell me how this is not as serious as a flu, if not more serious." Oh, that was a video this is a pretty sad video. This one says that 2 elderly patients of coronavirus in their 80s say goodbye in ICU. Could be the last time to meet and greet. That's just heartbreaking. Yeah, I don't think anybody with the flu would ever be treated this way. That guy's hazmat suit ripped, by the way. So I don't know how safe that is. But I didn't know it takes like 6 people to put one person in an ambulance. It's all a matter of force. It's not even a matter of trying to help them. This one here was a security guard who suddenly fell from his seat, twitched for like half a minute, and then stopped moving. But it looked like he was having a seizure before he actually just passed. It's scary. It's just, you can't put it into words. That many police is not necessary, says Tia. Exactly. It shouldn't even be the police. It should be regular, paramedics to take them to the hospital. Truck stop says, let me go delete it. Yes, email. Okay, great. That'll be perfect. I'll check it out later on tonight. Vanguardian Speak says, I've seen those vids. One was an arrest. Crime never sleeps. The other was a show of force during an arrest of a Wuhan citizen who had fled to Shanghai. Yeah, I don't see how, like I said, Shanghai could only have that one. Fanny says, I'm seeing a lot of people say it is no worse than the common cold or flu. That's one misconception that's really going making the rounds on social media, and I don't understand why. I guess those are the same type of people who follow mainstream media and believe exactly what they hear on their local news, which is a shame, but teach their own, right? I'm not here to tell people, watch this and listen to me. And you guys, of course, you can form your own opinions and you got your own minds and watch what you want to watch. I've said it all along. I'm just trying to show from the inside as opposed to from the outside and giving you my opinion just the way the regular news outlet would. You know, try to dig a little deeper than that. CEO, welcome back. I saw you join the last live stream right at the last moment when I was finishing off. So glad you can be here tonight. Vanguardian Speak says recovery rate is fairly high among healthy victims, not so much with preconditions and elderly. That's what they're saying. Again, we're not 100% sure on that yet, right? Truck stop says it looks like neurological, like a meningitis, or some kind of seizure. I don't know. I mean, I've posted a couple videos now where they're shaking, where it looks like they're shaking just before they're going to pass. So that is just really scary, though. This one is the spraying again of the chemicals in the air. This one just says in cities across China, so I'm not 100% positive if it is Wuhan, but regardless, it's in China and they're continuing to spray. They have been spraying different cities for days. This was from Harry Chen. He's a PhD, and it says, "Was this hospital built in 5 days too?" And this is exactly what we were talking about. These people that say about the flu. I love people saying the flu kills more in the comments. Have you seen field hospitals and gymnasiums for the flu? I mean, has this ever been set up like this for anybody who had the flu? I've never seen anything like this ever before. I don't know about all you guys and gals, but I've never seen this before, especially for a flu. I'm not saying flu is like a joke either, but this has got to be at least 10 times more serious than any flu, you know. Vanguardian Speaks, they're tracking down and arresting people who violate the quarantine orders, often by force. I also saw a video today, it might be on here somewhere, we'll take a look, of a lady who was getting smacked around in Hong Kong because she wasn't wearing a mask. Truck Stop says, the mainstream media and conspiracy truthers are saying no worries, but my observation shows me otherwise. Mainstream media is also trying to downplay it, right? Vanguardian Speaks says, those vids are bogus, Mav. Truck Stop, no, lol, they aren't, but okay. Which videos are bogus? The ones that I'm showing you? They are actually not bogus. I don't know why. What makes you think they're bogus? CEO says, I looked it up, and renal failure causes shaking like that. That's another definite possibility. Which videos are bogus? This is what I'm interested in knowing. Vanguardian, which ones? Which one in particular are you referring to? Because I can't see why or how these videos can be bogus. There's nowhere that shows it would be bogus. And these houses are real houses and places in Wuhan. So I don't see how the convulsive vids I've seen are obviously not in China. Okay, so how is it not in China? You're talking about the one with the security guard, this one here? That's not China? Why is that? How do you figure it's not in China? The video I also posted of the person in the hospital that was shaking, it was definitely in Wuhan. I don't know how you want me to guarantee it for you, but the original one of the person under the blanket that was convulsing big time and having that massive seizure before passing away, I can guarantee you that was in Wuhan hospital. So If there are others, I'm unaware. Well, okay, so I'm asking you, is this the one you're talking about that you think is not uh, real or something? They're bogus? I just want to know how you come to that opinion, that's all. Data junkie, they're generating mortality rate by comparing deaths to infected. It should be proportion deaths to recovered. Again, we'll never know if those numbers will actually ever reflect the real thing as to what's going on. CEO says people believe what they want. I saw one like that and the guy was covered in a hospital bed. Exactly, that's the one I showed before. The one where he was covered up and shaking just the same way. So Van Guardian speaks, pneumonia does not produce convulsive reactions. High fever might. But many of the vids I've seen are obviously clickbait. Okay. T.S. Spears says, it's pretty scary stuff. I couldn't imagine going through that. Truck stop. Yep, it's not deep faked either. I used TensorFlow to investigate. They are legit. Even touch of it on it. Again, people are going to be always skeptical, and there's always two sides to every story. I'm not here to tell you got to believe what I'm showing you. I'm just trying to educate people and show people from the other side of the world what's happening. You don't have to believe it. That's fine too. So here's another one with the flu, and you could see that it's definitely China, right? I'm sure it's not Chinatown in a foreign country like even the States or something. This was also verified 100%. This was in China. The police across the street was telling people, don't film it. There's nothing to see here. Just carry on about your day. So again, there's nothing fake about these videos that I'm showing you. If you can prove me wrong, by all means do that, and then I'll apologize for even showing this video, but I don't think that'll happen. Chantal says, do you believe the coronavirus is actually a military bioweapon that accidentally broke out? There's been a lot of talk of that because of the biolab that was only about 20 miles from the market where this supposedly all took place. So there have been rumors about that as well. CEO says organ failure which is what happens after someone dies of the flu. Correct. Fanny, we haven't dealt with this disease to know what happens to a person. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So we don't really know, but of all the videos I've posted, I don't find one of them to be not valid. Sulolo says, "Oh my God, more and more looks like a bioweapon." A lot more people are saying that as well. And welcome back to the channel, Sulolo. Long time no see. It's been a few videos, I believe. Van Guardian speaks. What I see in the vid on the screen is death throes. It often happens at time of death, but is not anonymous with NCOV-19. Okay. Again, you can believe what you want to believe. If you think that it's not from this, that's cool too. No worries. CEO of Van Guardian, Google cytokine storm for more info on organ failure after flu virus. CEO seems to be up on this, so I would suggest, yeah, go check it out, and maybe you'll change your mind. Truck stop says any death causes convulsions on last breath. Vanguard is fortunate not to have witnessed it. Van Guardian says, why do you keep thinking I'm disputing you? No, I'm not. I'm not thinking you're disputing me, because you said that you think that the video or something was bogus, right? So I was saying, which one are you talking about? And you said, I think you were mentioning the security guard one. Am I wrong? But again, I'm not. I'm not disputing you. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Van Guardian, I think you confuse discretion with personal attacks. Not the case here. No, I don't think you're attacking me. As I said, your opinions are exactly that, right? Your opinions, and you're totally entitled to that. I have no problem with what you're saying. Definitely not. Sulolo, as long as they are wearing the police uniforms, or as long as they are covered from head to toe like the doctors, you can do anything towards the residents. Especially when you pretend that you're a doctor, knock on the door, and then they open it, and then you end up being a cop, right? Here's another video with the police walking down the street. Again, that's definitely Wuhan, for sure. Van Guardian, actually, I assume wrongly about the vid you mentioned. Apologies. No problem, Van Guardian. Like I said, I never had an issue with what you were saying. I just wanted to see, what made you think that it was not real or fake or whatever. You know what I mean? It's all good. These are the kind of things I don't want to show too much of, the people just dropping on the ground, because I mean, I don't know how much YouTube would put up with that. Some more bodies everywhere. So yeah, it goes on and on and on and on. And yet they say only one person in Shanghai. Okay. You can see though it's getting worse before it gets better. Truck stop says Vanguardian, please stop being a provocateur. Please let us listen. Yeah, I mean, Vanguardian, you got your opinions. Let's hear what you think is like really going on, or is it all hype, according to you? Let's hear what you have to say. No worries. Knife collectors, cytokine storm is what the immune system going into overdrive and fills the lungs with fluid. Yogesh Sharma, welcome to the channel. I haven't seen you, so welcome to the channel. Like I said, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We do post live streams almost daily, but I do post videos from China and especially from Wuhan as to what's going on. So make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit the bell icon so you'll be notified every single time I do post something new, which, as I've said many times, about 10 to 15 videos a day. Vanguardian, I'm actually surprised you could even spell the word truck stop. Okay, it seems like a little bit of hostility here. Guys, peace and love, all right? We're not here to argue with each other or whatever. If you guys don't agree with something, just form your opinion. But no need to start with, bashing each other. That's not cool. Yogesh says, dropping on ground does not happen in coronavirus. We don't know what the reaction is after the virus is inside your body, as we have yet to really see from beginning to end what happens and what the effect is from start to finish, right? Truck stop. Whoa, LOL. Chantel. Okay, hold on a second here. Sulolo. Oh my God, what a nightmare to the local innocents. Exactly. Cops are all over the place, and they're not giving people a chance to do much. Can't even get outside your own house. Chantel says, my husband says the coronavirus is part of the depopulation. Again, that's all part of the biolab talk. So that's also a possibility. That's never been ruled out. That's for sure. Vanguardian speaks, nah, Mav, you really aren't interested in hearing what factual info I and many others have researched, but I do appreciate your work and efforts. Good on you. Vanguardian, as I said, if you got stuff to send me, email it to me. I'll look it over and I can definitely talk about it in the next live stream. That's no problem. Whatever you got, send it over. mavakaga@gmail.com. I won't hide anything. If it's legit and you're supporting your facts, send them over. I will definitely read them on the stream. No worries. Data junkie at Yogesh Sharma. It seems to be happening with this strain, the novel corona. Yogesh, people are fainting due to the shock and fear that they might have corona. I don't think so. That I don't think so, because there's been a few videos where people are just walking normally and all of a sudden they just drop to the ground. I don't think that would be fainting from the shock and fear. All of a sudden you're thinking, oh my God, I got coronavirus, I'm going to pass out. No, that has to happen from the inside. That's what I think. Fadeaway X, you just got linked in a r/China flu thread on Reddit. Fadeaway, you mean I did, or? And Fadeaway, I think you're new as well, right? Welcome to the channel. Data junkie, then why do they not get up? Exactly. If it's fear and shock, then after you come to the realization you don't have it, you just get right back up, right? But there's been many cases where they've been on the ground and they're not getting up until they get taken away. Vanguardian says, though that's what we're doing now. People are dying due to lack of care and treatment. Yeah, overloaded hospitals and really no place to put them. The hospital, I've said many times, the hospital that they built, or the two hospitals that they've built in the last couple of days, isn't um, really a hospital. If you've seen one of the videos, I think I posted yesterday, the pictures of the rooms and the building itself, it doesn't look like a normal hospital. As I've said from the start, I think it's just more like a graveyard or a burial ground. Too many places. Where are they going to get all the doctors? Where are they going to get all the nurses? There is already a shortage to begin with. You can make new hospitals, but yet where are you going to, how are you going to treat them there? It's a bed, right? But CEO says, did you see the lady passed out on top of produce in the supermarket today? Yeah, I guess that can't be fear and shock, right, CEO? Fanny says, there is that ship off Japan with possible 10 infected. I guess that was from today as well, correct? I know that they were doing the whole temperature check on the plane in Japan today as well, but again, that's really not going to do anything. Yogesh says, why is the death ratio much smaller outside China? Because they tried to keep everybody in Wuhan before leaving, and it could take up to 2 weeks after they've left anyways. So we probably haven't seen even the start of this yet. This is just like the tip of the barrel, the tip of the iceberg, you know. Vanguardian says that and no cure for a novel virus. Fadeaway X, yes, I mean you were linked in a thread where users are recommending YouTube channels for coronavirus coverage. Okay, if that helps out the channel and helps out you guys and has some more, people to join in and talk about this, then that'd be great. I've never posted my channel on there, so if it does stir up some more news and conversation, then that I'm doing my job. That's what I've been trying to do from the beginning, because I don't think there's that many people on YouTube doing live streams and talking about the coronavirus. I only know of Lookner doing it, and he's a workhorse at this. So that's the only other person I've seen doing live streams about coronavirus. So yeah, the more word we can get out, the better it would be for all of us concerned. Try to educate ourselves even more, right? Can't hurt. Fanny says, percentage-wise, the numbers are nowhere near accurate. Definitely not. I've said from the start, add a 1 or at least 2 zeros to whatever number they show, especially from China. Truck Stop says, I don't think there is any care that can truly be given other than the LD50 of carfentanil. Fadeaway X says, I would post link, but YouTube won't let me. Are you talking about the Reddit link? I think it's something like, isn't it, Fanny, I guess you can post a link, right? Reddit.com/r/China_flu. I believe that's the thread you're talking about, right, Fadeaway? But even if she posts the link here, they would just be sent to Reddit, right? Not the other way around. So, Knife Collector. Hey, welcome back, Knife Collector. I've had the flu really bad and tried to stay up doing stuff till I just fell out and hit the floor. Granted, it was a control fall, but still, there I was. Well, hopefully it is just a flu and nothing really serious, Knife. Don't be scaring us like that now. Chantel says, how often do you go live on YouTube? If regularly, if yes, I can ask my friends to watch and share. I've been trying to do it daily. Right now I've been averaging, I guess, every second day. But as I've said, if you hit the bell icon, you will get notified when I do post the schedule for the live stream. I try to announce it 2 to 3 hours beforehand. So again, yeah, just tell them to subscribe and then make sure they hit the bell icon. Once they do that, they'll be notified when I do set up the live stream for 2 to 3 hours in advance. Hopefully that helps. Fanny says, if they were, we would not see the amount of bodies we have with millions of people. Exactly. Data Junkie saying, how long ago at Knife Collector? I guess he's asking about your flu that you had, right? Knife Collector says, maybe 4 to 5 years. CEO says, everyone came back from vacation to work today in China. They were supposed to go back today, and then they delayed it was work and school was supposed to go back today, or I believe it was yesterday. And then it got delayed until the 10th. And last I heard is it got delayed until the 17th. So I'm assuming the next few days it'll get delayed again till the 24th and possibly until sometime in March. It wouldn't surprise me if this goes and they announce like nobody go back to work until the end of March even. I mean, again, this is still so new that they've delayed it until the 17th, which is almost 1 month after the Chinese New Year. So originally it was supposed to be 14 days from around the Chinese New Year. So that would have been the 3rd or 4th. So that's why they were saying people should go back to work. But then they delayed it again because of all the people that are still that could still get infected by it and that are still out of the country. So they delayed it and they delayed it another week. So now we're up to the 17th. So I don't think they went back to work today or yesterday, CO. The world as we know it. Hey, Mav, is BNO working for you? It won't load for me anymore. Let's quickly take a look. I know that sometimes they get like really, really busy and they do have like buffering problems and whatnot. Let's see. So it was 9:06 was the last update. I'm going to refresh it right now and see if it works. Yeah, it's still working, but it's still from 9:06. It's still the same update there, 9:06. So there hasn't been any new update since, but it's still loading. Yeah, try to maybe refresh your screen. It's definitely working though. Fadeaway X says the cruise ship is a princess ship, fully quarantined with passengers locked in their cabin for 14 days. There's a guy on Facebook posting live streams pleading for food because he's diabetic. From the actual, he's posting right from the actual ship. Docked in Japan right now. Fanny says it is getting harder to find a lot on the topic. It's getting harder to find also videos because the police are really clamping down on people filming from inside Wuhan. It is getting really, really serious. If you get caught posting videos, you are going to be in massive, massive trouble from the police in China right now. They are really clamping down. And the people that are stupid enough to do it on WeChat or Weibo, you'll get caught very easily. Which is too bad because I mean, people should be aware of what's going on. Yogesh says, my friend from New York is going to Wuhan next week for a business meeting, provided that the flights will still be allowed to go there by then. Who knows, right? Data junkie at Yogesh. How will they gain access when China has a city closed in the quarantine? I don't know if it's closed only for going out, but they're still allowing, because I've noticed that they're still allowing some flights in, but I thought the people that they were allowing in were only like people that were working in the hospital or staff or government officials that were allowed to still come into Wuhan. But I did notice that there are still some flights coming into Wuhan, none going out. Definitely nobody from Wuhan is allowed out. Vanguardian Speak says, although numbers are steadily increasing, still the world waits for more info. It's frustrating as hell, but true. And that's the reason why I always advise people don't go with the mainstream media because we're never going to get the actual numbers. It's hard enough getting the numbers from China, let alone the mainstream media. So the mainstream media is only going to report the same things that, you know, stuff like BNO News are reporting, which is as close as we're going to get. But we've always said, a lot of us have said from the beginning, these numbers are really, really skewed anyways. Fanny says, this day and age, I'd do a Skype meeting. Exactly. No need to put yourself at risk by going to that country, especially when it's just for work. You know what I mean? Work will always be around. Our immune system will not. CEO says, Yogesh, tell him not to go. Exactly. It's not worth it, especially not now. Sulolo says, someone guesses that chairman of China got a stroke. The chairman of, you mean Xi Jinping? Let's see if we can find out what's the latest on Xi Jinping. Because I haven't heard any news about where he is, where he's been in the last little while. The last time I've seen him, he was partying it up in at the Chinese New Year festival. So I'm going to pull up an article to find out the latest on Xi Jinping. Let's see if I can access TaiwanNews.com.tw says, let's pull it up here. Rumors rife as China's Xi disappears from public view amid virus outbreak. Xi's leadership under mounting pressure as China struggles to keep coronavirus in check. Chinese leader Xi Jinping has not appeared in public for 6 days, sparking rumors about his whereabouts as China scrambles to rein in the novel coronavirus outbreak, which has shown no signs of abating. The last time Xi made a public appearance was on January 28. Wow, so 6 days ago, when he discussed the country's response to the health crisis in a meeting with Tedros Adhanom, I don't know that last name, how to say, Ghebreyesus, Director General of the World Health Organization. Every move of the Chinese leadership is confidential and traditionally only allowed to be published by state media. The fact that Xi has not shown up in any footage on China Central Television, CCTV, between January 29 and February 3rd is extremely uncommon and has raised eyebrows in some quarters. CCTV ran a report on Monday, yesterday, about a rare meeting of the Communist Party's Politburo Standing Committee in which Xi instructed officials to work together to curb the virus, which he said could impact China's economic and social stability. The 13-minute long story, however, did not feature any photos or footage of the Chinese leader. While Xi has vowed an all-out effort to fight the disease, it is Premier Li Keqiang, I guess, the number 2 figure in China's leadership, who has spearheaded the national response to the outbreak. Political observers surmise that this could be part of Xi's maneuvering to shirk responsibility should things go wrong. The coronavirus could also prove a challenge to China's centralized system, according to the Financial Times, under which Xi has tightened his grip since he took power in 2012. Zhu Jingwang, the mayor of Wuhan, has outspoken in saying that his city has failed to disclose timely the dire situation of the outbreak because he needed authorization from Beijing. Unlike political events in Hong Kong and Taiwan, which Beijing blames on hostile foreign forces, there will be no excuses for mishandling the coronavirus, a self-evidently native disruption of Chinese society. So, Su Lolo, if you have any more information, or if you have heard anything about Xi Jinping and his whereabouts or his health or what's going on with him, I would appreciate it if you can let me know of a link or something where we can go and check it out a little further. But wow, that is surprising. Yeah, it's been 6 days. That's crazy. CEO says, no, I saw a video of crowds of people coming back from vacation posted on that Money Pump account on TikTok. He left China now probably, so he doesn't go to jail for posting about the virus in China. Yeah, he was really taking a risk with posting all those videos about what was going on in there. Chantal says, do you know how much confirmed cases there are in Europe? All right, Chantal, as I was showing you, if you go to bnonews.com, let's refresh it one more time and see if there has been any update since 906. It still shows 906, refresh 906. In Europe, I'll show you here. International. So the highest one in Europe is still Germany with 12. And then you have France down to 6, England at 2, Italy at 2, and Spain and Belgium at 1. So, well, there's also Finland and Sweden at 1. So that's it as far as Europe goes. They haven't reported many. As I said, there's been more in the States and Canada than there has been in Europe. And again, the last update is still 906. So we're still waiting on the next update, which, like I said, usually happens about once an hour, but I guess right now is just running a little behind. Sulolo, guys, what if terrorists copy this? Purchase bats, drop off the country they hate, make an infection. Purchase bats? The bats as in the animal? Or what do you mean by purchase bats? I think this is already a pandemic. It doesn't need anything to do with terrorists. This is already bad enough as it is, unless they want to go to other countries. But they have other ways to get at people. They don't need to create viruses. Van Guardian says, actually, Mav, I don't get any info from MSN. I've been working this thing since last December. I use some of your vids as emerging sources. All right, that's cool. I appreciate that, Van Guardian. No problem. You can use them. Tia Spear says he's hiding out in his underground bunker. What is it, Saddam 2.0? Sue Lolo, people talking about the stroke because of the long history of his drinking habits. He drinks Mao Tai since very young age. People talking about the stroke. Has he had a stroke before? A long history of drinking habits. He drinks Mao Tai since very young age. Is Mao Tai a very alcoholic drink, or I'm not too up on alcoholic drinks, unfortunately. Well, I guess fortunately, never mind, unfortunately. CEO says, Lolo, where are you from? Van Guardian says, at last count, 23 countries are now basically operating as incubation centers. This will happen in stage and clusters. And 23 countries, yeah. Well, and it's going to keep on growing, right? Again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So yeah, I mean, Xi Jinping is not exactly an angel by any means. Of course, any dictator of any country is far from that. But if you have like a drinking problem, and I know he's married, and of course he's got a lot of women. Again, that just falls under the dictatorship role, I guess. But again, I can't say where he is or how he's feeling or what's up, but 6 days does seem pretty strange for a leader of a country who's going through this massive pandemic situation. Knife Collector says, this is a site I like, though real stats on any site are debatable. Wuflu Live / add the dot. I haven't checked out that site. Sulolo says, plus, Chairman of China is almost 70 years old. Van Guardian speaks exponential growth. So, Sulolo, you're talking about the chairman of China. Is that the one that's second in command? Is that who you're referring to? But that update was about the Xi Jinping. That was the latest one I've heard, and that was about from 4 hours or 5 hours ago. That article, that was the latest one. Let's see if I can pull up another one that's a little more recent. But there has been questions, yeah. That where is he? What's going on with him? Maybe he's just trying to avoid blame. Maybe he's just trying to stay out of the spotlight, knowing how out of hand this is going, and he can't control it, or he doesn't want to. I mean, it's not like he's going to be the first one in line to say exactly what's the update on the situation, right? Let's see if I can find anything else here. No, I think that's really the last one as far as updates as to his whereabouts, and not much there to it. Oh, Fanny. Okay, so Wu Flu Live. Let's go and check that website out. See how it compares to BNO News. WuFlu.live. Does anyone know who's running this website? Here's a look at it here. So one is the global confirmed cases on the left side, and on the right side, the global infection rate, infections per day. That's not the kind of graph you want to see as far as a problem like this goes. You want that thing going downwards, not upwards, and that's just skyrocketing higher and higher. Not a good graph to look at, that's for sure. Data junkie listening away from keyboard. That's cool, man. We're here. Sulolo. Anyways, currently people are curious about where is their greatest leader. Your guess is as good as ours, and nobody knows except, well, him and his his henchmen. Global statistics by region. Well, I don't need to tell you guys where that red area is. Let's see what it says if you, oh, so confirmed, deaths recovered, confirmed, 2. I am taking that's Russia. 2 confirmed, no deaths, no recovered. So yeah, these parts of the country in Europe, these countries in Europe don't have anything. And there we see Italy, 2 confirmed, 12 confirmed. I think that's Germany. This should be France, I believe, 6. And I think that's Spain, 1. And we head on over to States. We know that there's 11. I thought there was 12, maybe 11. Canada's got 5. And yeah, that's part of the States. Oh, and Australia here. 13 confirmed, 2 recovered. No deaths there as well. Oh, there was Philippines, right? Where's the Philippines here? There's supposed to be 1 death, I believe. I think it's right there. No. This is it here. 2 confirmed, 1 death. It's a pretty good site. How often does it get, oh, here's the numbers here. How often does this site get updated? Does anybody know? Okay, so mainland China, 24,363. 24,363. 24,553. That's for the worldwide. It's a pretty good website. Although I don't know, once you're used to BNO News, you kind of just stick with it. This is the breakdown by the provinces in China. Inner Mongolia, 42, no deaths. 2 deaths, yeah, okay, so Shanghai, I believe, is around, right there. 233 confirmed, 1 death, 15 recovered. Again, that's 1 city. I just can't wrap my head around 1 death. I don't know about you guys, but as I said, with a city of, okay, Wuhan has got what, 11 million, and look at the amount of deaths they have. Shanghai's got over almost, I think, over 25 million, and 1 death. I find that impossible. Impossible. Chantal says Germany and Belgium are our neighboring countries. Germany closer than Belgium. What precautions can and should we take? As everywhere else, stock up on food and water, the main thing, because you never know when it could hit you as hard as it hit, like say Wuhan. Of course, I wish the best always that nothing like this happens to anybody or into any country. But if it does, you need to be prepared. And the only way you can be prepared is stock up on masks if you can. I don't know how it is in your country, but here on this side of the ocean, it's very hard to find masks. So protection is one thing, food, shelter, all the basic necessities that you would need to really stock up on them. Fanny says, same as everyone else, take precautions. Maybe stock some groceries and pet food if you have pets, baby food, etc. Yeah, that's another thing I never mentioned is definitely if you have animals, make sure to take care of them as well. Animals are just like humans. As far as I'm concerned, they're part of the family. If you have pets, they are family. That's why they're in your home. That's why you feed them every day. That's why you take them for walks if they're dogs, or it's family as well. So not just take care of the kids and your husband or wife or whatever, but take care of your pets as well because it's all part of the family. Sue Lolo says, today I went to a local store. Usually the store not as busy as Walmart. Always kind of empty, but I like it. I try to find mask or hand sanitizer. Nothing left, all gone. Mamma mia. So Laura, I'm assuming, oh yeah, you must be from Italy, right? Because the Mamma Mia is definitely an Italian thing. Speaking of which, just out of, Tia Spears is asking Sue Lolo where you're from. My guess is Italy. And I think she mentioned it on one of the live streams before. She's from Italy, but I can almost guarantee you with that little "Mamma Mia" comment, she's Italian. And speaking of that, just off topic for a minute, I don't know if you guys seen the new emoji that was rolled out. Um, it's a real Italian thing. What you do is you put two fingers together, your index finger and your middle finger, and your thumb. You press it in between the two fingers, and it's kind of like you shake your hand up and down. And you say it's kind of like saying, "What are you doing?" or "What's wrong with you?" Or I don't know. If you guys have time, Google it. You'll see what I'm talking about. You know what? I'll actually. Why not switch it up a bit? I mean, instead of always being so serious, let's try to be a little loose. I'll pull it up and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know what this has to do with anything, but just loosen it up a bit, I guess, instead of always being so serious. I saw it the other day. I just found it hilarious. Here it is here. That's the one. I don't know how familiar you guys are with it, but if you watch soccer or anything, a lot of Italians do this, and especially people that play soccer in Italy, even if they're from another country, it's a very Italian thing. So I could just picture Sue Lolo saying this and doing this while she or he is typing. I'm assuming it's female because the icon looks like a female. But anyway, all right. So that's that. I'm guessing he is from China. It's either China, but I believe, like I said, I believe he or she says she was from Italy. But yeah, Sulolo. People asking where you're from. So if you wanna say it, say it. If you don't, that's cool too. I understand. But my guess is all along. I think this person was on my first live stream, and they said Italy. I think they were one of my first subscribers, and I believe they're Italian. Even though the like I said, the profile pic looks like a little Chinese girl or something. Well, maybe it's an Asian in Italy, right? It's all good. Wherever you're from, I'm glad that you're here on the channel. That's where you're at right now. You're in our house right now. All right. Okay, let's see if B&O News has any updates. Still from 9:06. Let's refresh it. No, still 9:06. Guess they're really backlogged tonight. As I said, it's usually about every hour they've been updating, but it's over 2 hours now. Maybe getting a new update. So usually I find that I've done, I think, one stream in the afternoon, and usually when I'm doing streams, I do them around this hour, and I do see that there are a lot more people at this hour as opposed to daytime. For people like Chantel, I know you're in the Netherlands, and I appreciate you waking up at like 4:30 in the morning. I hope it was for work or something, not because I'm going to be streaming at this hour and you had to wake up to watch it. Don't forget, you guys can always watch a replay of this at any time, right? So, but yeah, I appreciate all you guys joining and giving me your opinions, comments, questions, whatever it is. We're all here to help each other. And as I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. I don't like to say it too many times, so I don't really like promote the channel all that much. I just send an update on Twitter and Facebook when I do a live stream, and that's about it. I've always said from the start that I haven't used other platforms to do live streams. I just wanted to stick to YouTube because once I found, I got 25 people on the channel regularly doing the live stream, and that's what matters to me more importantly than having thousands and thousands of people watching who are just here to pass the time. I'd rather have a bunch of dedicated people like you guys out there, and that's why I really do appreciate you coming along and discussing this with me as much as we can. AVU 69, where are you from, Mav? CEO says Mav is from the land of maple syrup. Yeah, so AVU 69, where is the land of maple syrup? Do you know? Let's insert the Jeopardy theme music here. CO, you really pay attention, eh? That's good on you, man. Fanny says it's 12:30 in the afternoon in China. Yeah, another day, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more videos to catch up on and post. Come tomorrow morning on my side of the world. I will definitely be doing that as usual tomorrow. And guys, whenever you do see the new video, you guys can always leave comments on the video telling me what you think of it. What are your thoughts, your opinions? I try to reply to each and every one. It's not so easy though, but I do try to reply to each and every one. Yeah, I never ever ignore anybody's comment. So I do value each and every one of you and your comments. CO looking around, trying to figure out if AVU 69 can figure out where is this land of maple syrup. CO says, how much worse can it get over there? AVU 69, you didn't answer the question. I'm answering it with another question. Where is the land of maple syrup? If you can figure that out, then you'll know where I'm from. If you can't figure it out, let me know and I'll tell you anyway. It's no big deal. Just have a little fun. Knife Collector, I will say one thing about this channel. The host takes time to see what people are saying and comment to them, rather than talking at the people. That's what I was trying to say, Knife Collector, and thanks for that comment as well. Yeah, we're here to help each other. I'm not here to tell you what to do, what to think. I want to just like open up everybody's mind and let's share our opinions, our comments. That's why we're here, right? Every other channel or video is telling you, hey, you know this is going on, so you better do this, you better do that. That's fear mongering, and I'm not about that. I've always tried to have a positive outlook on life, but when situations like this do come about, we should try to help each other out instead of saying, you know, it's over. Do this or else. Well, what's the point of that? How do we learn anything from that? You know what I mean? Education is amazing, and if we can educate each other, that's even more powerful. Knife Collector says, LOL, you beat me to what I was typing. Read my mind. Maybe I'm in your head, Knife Collector. AVU69, I'm assuming. What are you assuming? Which country is it? Do you know? Sulolo, you never said. Or are you from Italy? Because that's my guess. And I'm not looking for a prize. I just want to know if I'm right. But I'm telling you, with that Mamma Mia comment, I can guarantee you are from Italy. What part, I don't know. That I can't answer, but I'm guessing Italy. AVU 69, I'm assuming Canada. But curious, how do you get the vids out of China? And are the vetted? What do you mean by vetted? And as far as you're assuming Canada, much like I'm not going to win a prize because Sulolo, I guess, is from Italy, you're right, but you can't win a prize, okay? Not yet, anyway. Maybe down the road I'll have some competitions or something, or some kind of contest. That's something to think about. There's always time for that. And yeah, we can do that sometime. Why not? He can't say the answer to that question, says CO. Yeah, as far as how do I get the videos out of China, I shouldn't be telling, you know, how I go about doing it. All I can tell you guys and gals is that they are legit. So I'm not out here to waste my time or anybody else's time showing you fake videos, because what is the point of that? I'm not into clickbait. I never was into clickbait. It's just a waste of time, and I'm not here to get the views. There was one video I posted of the doctor in Wuhan that got like 700, I think 700,000 views or something. I couldn't believe it, but you know what? It's okay. That's fine. Life goes on, right? I mean, yeah, it got me more subscribers, but I appreciate that, of course, but it wasn't my intention. It was just like all the other videos I've been posting, just to show the world what's going on from the inside. Sulolo, okay, an Asian, live in Italy. Boom, I knew it. I told you. So do I win a prize or what? Just kidding, Sulolo. Welcome. I told you. I knew you were Italian with that Mamma Mia comment. It's so easy to read the Sulolo. But Sulolo, okay, so that's, I guess, a nickname as well, right? Okay, I'm going to stop bugging you now. Welcome. as usual. The world as we know it 2020. Ding, 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 AVU, correct. Come on down and collect your prize. Oh, wait, I'm just being told there is no prize. Sorry. Hey, the world as we know it. If you want to send a prize to this person, go ahead, by all means. AVU, where did you say you were from? The world as we know it has to know your shipping address so he can send you your prize. Yeah, you want your prize. Okay, the world as we know it. Send it off, man. What are you sending him? Just make sure it's not from China, okay? All right, that's a sour joke. Never mind. All right, let's update BNO News. Is there an update? Let's refresh it. The answer is no, still 906. 492. Well, at least that number hasn't changed. I don't know who it was today that told me it was up to 493. There was a new one today, but I haven't found one. And moderator Fanny, have you heard anything else about this Japan ship? And if so, or if not, when was that update from that you heard? Maybe I'll try to find some links about it and see what the latest is on that. The world as we know it, big bottle of syrup. AVU, are you interested? You're in Washington. Are you interested in a big bottle of syrup? It's pure Canadian, eh? All right, so that's the update. Still 906, nothing new. Let's see if we can find the story on what Fanny was talking about. The Japan cruise ship. Coronavirus. It was from earlier today. Okay, we'll check it out. It was the world as we know it. It was me who told you that, Mav. The other site corrected its numbers to 492. Guess they jumped the gun. Well, I'm sure it'll be eventually changed, unfortunately, to a higher number in due time. No worries. Okay, so I see one from 2 hours ago from two different sites. One is from CNN. The other one is from Japan Times. So I'm going to load up the Japan Times article, and we'll read that one. Oh, Fanny sent the one from The Guardian. When was that one updated? Let me see. That was 44 minutes ago. All right, let's check out the Japan one first, and then we'll see what The Guardian has to say. I think The Guardian has an ad blocker on there as well, right? If I remember correctly. I think I tried to access that the other day. All right, let's switch screens here. Wu flu shows 494 deaths. Does it show where the other two have been? Knife collector, real maple syrup, not the fake stuff. You got that right. Homemade. Sulolo, what about the Taiwanese? They have huge amounts live in mainland China. I hope they will be picked up by Taiwan government. Well, hopefully. Taiwan, Hong Kong, all those places are looking to close their ports and shut down their town as well, right? The world as we know it, 100. Fanny, okay, that's the Guardian website. Knife collector, Wu flu shows 494 deaths. Yeah, if you can find out where the two new ones are from, because I haven't heard of these two new places. All right, Jim Acosta, let's see what you have to say here. El Paso, Texas here. We're still dealing with illegal aliens and visa Mexicans that take jobs and lets them get paid $8.50 an hour, then drive back to Juarez. Thanks for the stream. Stay safe. All right, thanks a lot, Jim. I think you were on one of my other streams as well the other night. I appreciate you coming back and giving us your 2 cents worth here. Okay, so this is the one from Japan Times. It says here, at least 10 unquarantined Japanese cruise ship affected with coronavirus. 10 people on a cruise ship quarantined near Yokohama have tested positive for a new coronavirus originating in the Chinese city of Wuhan, the health minister said Wednesday. The ship, the Diamond Princess, with some 3,700 people aboard, has been kept in quarantine at anchor off the coast of Yokohama after an 80-year-old passenger from Hong Kong was found to be infected with the pneumonia-causing virus. Of the passengers and crew, 273 who had close contact with the infected passenger took the virus test, Health, Labor and Welfare Minister Mr. Cato said at a news conference. Results for the 31 of them came back, and 10 people in their 50s to 80s were found to be infected and are being sent to a hospital, he said, adding that none are showing severe symptoms. The government is requiring all passengers and crew from 56 countries and regions to stay on the ship for 2 more weeks from Wednesday. So if they were on a cruise ship and they were supposed to get off today, they're going to have to stay on the boat for 2 weeks. Wow, can you imagine? It's like that story today. The guy, there was a guy from Toronto. They were going from WestJet from Toronto to Jamaica, and what happened was I think he's 28 or 29. I'm not sure the exact age. It's either 28 or 29. Anyways, he makes a joke saying, "Yeah, I went to Wuhan and I have the coronavirus," and other people, of course, heard that. They put the mask on him. They did all the precautionary measures. They were already past Florida when they had to turn back and fly him back to Toronto, all because of what he said, and it ended up that he was only joking. He first said, "Oh, I never said that. I never said that." But he has been charged. He's going to have a trial date, I believe, in March 9th, I think it was. But what a tool. I mean, to joke like that is like saying you have a bomb on the plane. It's the same thing. You know, how can you joke? There was 243 passengers on that flight. And yeah, if you guys have time later, after the stream is over or whatever, tomorrow, whatever, check out the video. I did post it, and I also have a call on that video with one of the passengers who was quite stunned and did say exactly what went down on that flight. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy people in this world. Knife Collector says Hong Kong and Philippines are the other two. Okay, so that means the Philippines now has two then, correct? Because I think they had one for the longest time. And if you're saying that one of the two is from the Philippines, then that's the second one then. Jim Acosta says, any word on Mexico and Uber shutting down 240 people? Are you talking about for the virus, Jim? AVU69, thank you for your work, Mav. Hey, AVU, thank you for coming onto the stream. And as I said, I hope you're a subscriber. If you're not, do hit that subscribe button, all right? That way we could chat some more down the road. But yeah, thank you for your kind words. Agent Naranja, take American jobs that Americans don't want to do. Keep up the great stereotypes, LOL. I don't understand what that has to do with the coronavirus, but Sulolo, I never like to have a trip on the ship, no matter how luxurious it is. Don't know why. Because you got the beautiful Mediterranean Sea over in Italy, that's why. You don't need to go on a ship. Just go drive by the sea and enjoy your day. That's why. Tia Spears says he did it as a publicity stunt because he's an up-and-coming rapper. What a goon, shaking my head. So you know the story, Tia? The guy was actually from Thornhill. I don't know if you know the area. It's just outside of Toronto, just north of Toronto. Pretty close to Canada's Wonderland, about 10 minutes from Canada's Wonderland. That's where this guy's from. Not like it matters what part of Ontario or Toronto he's from, but anyways. Agent Naranja says, what type of medicines are they administering? No one really knows. They'll say one thing, but we don't know what they're giving them. There is no way. Sulolo says, Mexico is another big X for me. Even for Canadians and Americans, Mexico is not a place to go and visit. Nothing to do with the coronavirus, but many Canadians and Americans end up getting murdered for whatever reason in Mexico. And not just the murder problem, but their water is crap. I mean, they say don't drink the water in Mexico. The only place that would be okay to have water is in your hotel, you know, as long as it's a 5-star resort, this, that, and the other thing. But I wouldn't trust that either. There's a good chance of getting hepatitis B. And not only that, the water may be good, but where are they getting their ice from? I've heard plenty of stories where the ice is not originating from the hotel itself. that they get it sent in from somewhere. And if that ice is water, right? Eventually it's going to melt. So, but that's a story for another day. If you guys want to talk about that, we can get into that as well. Anytime. Maybe in the next stream, I'll change the topic a little bit and put like coronavirus update and other things to talk about if you guys want. Or if you guys just want to focus on coronavirus, you know what? It's all up to you guys. I'm here for you guys. So whatever you guys want to discuss, even if it's off topic, you guys got a comment or two to make, shoot them up in the chat box. We can talk about it. Tia Spear says, yeah, they did an interview with him after he was taken off the plane. He's been charged and has to go to court. Exactly, and I think it's March 9th. I put a poll on the video as well, saying, what do you think should happen to this guy? Should he be like life in prison or a fine or slap on the wrist and nothing? What should happen in a situation like that? Because again, this is a first, right? What would you guys, if you guys were the judge, what would you do to this guy? What's the sentence? Let's hear it. Sulolo. But lots of people said Cuba, Mexico is the backyard of North America. Well, Cuba hasn't really gotten along with the States for a while. But Mexico, well, we know the problem with Mexico and Trump. Sulolo says, let us back to coronavirus. More and more cities are blocked now in China. And yeah, well, all of China is basically in a shutdown. All the places that have been closed, businesses that are losing a lot of money because they have to close shop. It's a very, very difficult situation. Very tough time to be in China right now. Be it as a worker, be it as a student, just be it as a human being. Life in China right now is very, very difficult, and for the people in Wuhan, it's the worst it can be in any part of the world. As much as it's wrong to say this, I think right now it would be better to live in North Korea and be under Kim Jong-un than it would be to live in Wuhan. Of course, neither one is a paradise compared to the other, but I guess the worst of the two right now, unfortunately, is Wuhan, which we would have never thought of something like that. But Fanny says, same as yelling bomb in an airport. That's what I'm saying. What's worse? Saying you have a bomb on the plane, you have a gun, or you have coronavirus. They're all deadly, right? And even to joke about that, you would get arrested on the spot if you said that the bomb word anywhere in the airport, on the plane, or even around the airport. If there's airport security around and you say the word bomb, even in a regular conversation, not even like, oh, I have a bomb. Just say, oh, I watched the movie last night and this bomb went off, and you can get in a lot of trouble for that. Just talking about it. Su Lolo. But in Wuhan, the bridges didn't block. People can walk on the bridge and pass through. I mean, you can't block 100%. No, but can you, you can't block it, but you can get shot if you try to cross the bridge, right? So you can try it. I don't know how many people would want to try it. And if people did try it, I'm sure somebody would try to take a video of it, and that's something that definitely will not be shown on YouTube ever, because that person would be shot on the spot. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the videos of people getting beat up just for not wearing a mask, let alone trying to get out of Wuhan. Yeah, so Fanny, the moderator, did put the email address in case you guys have any video updates. If you guys have any news stories you want to send along, photos, reports of any kind, shoot them to that email. I'll look them over, and I can definitely on the next live stream or in a future live stream talk about it, show it, as long as it's could be verified that that it's real and that's where it's taking place. I have no problem with any of that stuff. Shoot it, send it all along. Chantel says, sorry for the late reply, but luckily we have enough masks, earplugs, safety glasses, etc. Thanks to our own handyman company that my husband and I run together. Hey Chantel, if you want to plug your company, as long as you guys have masks to sell or something at a good price, at a reasonable price, not 10 times the amount, shoot your site in the chat box. Why not? If it can make you a little bit of dough and it can help out everybody else getting the proper necessary equipment they need to stay safe, I have no problem with that. What kind of work do you do? Do you repair houses or handyman company? So you just own the company, or do you actually go to houses and fix it up, or what is it you guys do exactly, if I may ask? But that's great. If you have enough masks, earplugs, and safety glasses, that's exactly what you need to stay safe. Don't forget to stock up on the food, though. Agent Naranja says, do you think China will be quarantined from the rest of the world? You mean like Wuhan has? It's been happening by province, so sooner or later, yes, every part of China will be quarantined from the rest of the world. As I've been saying, it's been happening slowly. So yeah, definitely. I can see that happening, for sure. Knife Collector says, not sure how to word this, but if there are almost 25,000 infected and can go either way, but almost 500 dead to 900 plus recovered, can't you say the death rate is over 50%? Yeah, I never thought it was anything under 50%, to be honest with you. Again, the numbers that they're shooting our way, 10%, 3%, whatever it is, to me, it's just a number. I don't believe it. Just like if mainstream media said there's nothing to worry about. Well, that doesn't mean I'm not going to worry about it, right? So yeah, definitely Knife Collector. The World as We Know It says, just sent you an email regarding the Uber topic somebody asked about. Awesome. I will definitely check that out. I appreciate you sending me that. Yeah, I'll be looking, anything you guys send me, I will definitely be looking it over. Sulolo, actually there is one place still open, Hong Kong, mostly. I heard Carrie Lam talk numerous times that she was going to close the ports. I still haven't seen it happen. One thing I did notice about Hong Kong, though, is after all this is happening, there's videos that I've shown and that are out there of huge lineups waiting for masks. One of the good things about it, though, is that they're all civil. I've seen that when it was their turn to go to the front of the line to grab a mask, there aren't people pushing and fighting and yelling and screaming. They're all acting pretty civil. So far, that side of the world, as far as Hong Kong goes, it's still pretty calm, cool, and collected. I guess they had their issues a few months back, and it's still going on about the riots and everything. But we haven't really heard anything as far as the riots go because we're so focused on the coronavirus that they have not mentioned anything at all about the riots. You guys remember 2-3 months ago, every day on the news there was massive riots, and you see all these videos of the cops going into like McDonald's and throwing people out and fighting in the streets and the tear gas and whatnot. I haven't seen any of that stuff. Not as much as we've seen 2 or 3 months ago. Since the coronavirus came out, though, I haven't seen any of it. So, Brandon Daniel says, guys, make sure you like this stream. Hey, Brandon, I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot. Where are you from, Brandon? Yeah, guys, gals, everything in between. I don't know how many people. There was, I posted a video one time, right? And I used to start off saying like guys, gals, and everything in between. And one guy got so angry and he was like, oh, there is nothing in between a guy and a gal. My point is, you know what? There's all types of people out there. Who cares what they are? All right? They're human beings. So that just made me laugh because why does somebody waste their time to say, there's nothing in between, only people of Satan and stuff like that? Really? Are we going to waste time talking about this? People are people, period. What should I say next time? Hey, people and persons from all over the place and blah, blah, blah. Guys, gals, and everything in between. That's what I've used. That's what I'll always use. You know what? People are people. Doesn't matter the color. Doesn't matter your gender. everybody's human. Why am I ranting about that? I have no idea. All right, so Sulolo, I click thumbs up, of course, LOL. Sulolo, is it almost pizza time? Oh, never mind, it's 6 in the morning. Maybe some cannolis or cappuccino or espresso. All right, Brandon, coronavirus bringing peace to Hong Kong. Yeah, it sure seems that way. Like I said, I haven't seen anything as far as the rioting going. Maybe I should check up on that in the next videos I post. Tia Spears says, I heard some medical staff in Hong Kong are striking if all borders to China aren't closed. I've seen some talk of that to close the borders and to close the ports, but as of now, I haven't heard of anything actually closing. Did you guys see the news conference when Carrie Lam was doing it, and she had the mask on and she wasn't covering her nose? That was quite interesting. Brendan Daniel says Kansas, middle of nowhere. There's other places worse than Kansas that are in the middle of nowhere, isn't there? Sulolo says, of course there is something in between. Aliens. All right, so everything in between. So guys, gals, and aliens? Is that what I should say? I'll leave it at guys, gals, and everything in between, all right? If it's aliens, it's aliens. If it's whatever it may be, that's the in between. Fanny asking, cold enough for you, Daniel? What is the temperature in Kansas nowadays, anyway? Here in the A country, it's around 0. But we go by Celsius. We don't go by Fahrenheit. Agent Naranja says, do you think the riots have decreased due to the threat of the virus? Well, that's what I was thinking. It's coincidental how the riots were so engulfed at that time, and now it's like just about nothing. Maybe people are afraid to riot and be in groups in this situation. Who knows? But that could definitely be a reason. Brandon Daniels, people so easily offended nowadays. Oh, Brandon, back in the 80s and 90s, I don't know if you were around or a little guy back then, but I remember watching stuff like Andrew Dice Clay, Eddie Murphy's Raw. You cannot make those kind of jokes the way they made jokes back in the 80s and 90s. And it's like people are just way too sensitive nowadays. Like a joke is a joke. I mean, if you're making a joke about a nationality, even if it was my nationality, I would still find it funny because that's the point of a joke. It's supposed to be funny. If you can laugh at yourself, that makes you a stronger person. You know what I mean? It's a joke. That's the point of a joke. If somebody says it as a serious like threat to you, then of course that's not funny. But the point of a joke is it's supposed to make you laugh. That's all it is, you know? Fanny says, I posted a link about the Princeton students in self-isolation. Knife collector, politically incorrect, exactly. Okay, Fanny, I'll check that one out, definitely. And if you guys want to check it out, just click on the link that she sent there, and you guys can check that one out as well. Let me quickly check on BNO News, because as I said, it's been a couple hours now that they haven't updated. Let's see if there is a new update. So 24/5/53 at 9:06. Same, 9:06 still. Okay, so Sulolo says Hong Kong blocked down, killing their businesses. Hong Kong keep opening, killing their businesses too. Woo la la is Mamma Mia. Woo la la la, Mamma Mia. Oh, you're singing like a Super Mario or something. Maybe you should change your profile picture, have a little like a Mario or Luigi in there, or like a slice of pizza or something. Again, just toying with you. Fanny says, I'm in Oklahoma and it's slushing, snowing, icing. Wow, so it's pretty cold there too then. Stanis says, I hope people start investigating the government's cover-up on the Chinese people. I don't trust the numbers they are saying for infected and dead. Stanis, it's nowhere close to the number they're saying. And I don't know who we're going to get to investigate the government. It's been years, and it's going to continue to be years, until there's like a whole change in the whole society, the whole culture, the whole environment of China, it will never change. Just the same as North Korea. How do you change a country? Even if you start with the dictator, you get rid of one dictator, guess what? Here comes another one. You know, it was like Chairman Mao, and then after him there was another one, and now another one. It never ends. It's just like a cycle, over and over and over again. That's their country. They'll run it the way they want to run it, and nobody can do anything about it. And when the next person comes in, he'll run it the exact same way because, again, nobody outside of China can do anything about it. That's the harsh reality. Brandon says like -1 or 1 Celsius right now. Yeah, so it's just as cold there. Is it snowing there too, Brandon? Brandon says, yeah, all of the TV I watched as a kid would be banned now. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. The world as we know it, 2020. -14 here. No virus can survive in the outdoors. So in a way, it's good that it's so cold, right? See? Turn a negative into a positive. That's why I appreciate you guys. Stannis says, anybody trying to speak of what's going on in Wuhan is threatened with jail from Chinese authorities. And good luck trying to post videos of what's going on in Wuhan. You do it and you will never be seen from again. Brandon says, one thing people do take for granted here in the U.S. is freedom of speech. Within reason, we can pretty much say whatever we want. People don't realize it's not like that everywhere. Yeah, Brandon, heard 7 years. Thank you for the live stream, my friend. No problem, Stannis. If you're new here, yes, hit the subscribe button. I think I've seen you here before, though. I appreciate you coming along. Brendan, yeah, that's the thing, right? You can say whatever you want about Trump or the government or the police or whatever without fear of, like, be careful every word that comes out of your mouth or everything you type, every letter you're texting or typing. Do that in China, and I'm telling you, you will not be seen from again. We have no idea how many people are getting arrested, or I don't know what happens to them, just for saying the wrong thing about the police, the government, whatever. Are you guys familiar with WeChat? It's like a chat program, but a lot more. They can make payments, do whatever they want on this. It's a Chinese like program. If you mention anything about in a negative way about the government, about the police, anything negative about China at all, even if you're anywhere in the world, let alone be in China, but if you're outside of China and you plan on going on to China anytime in the future, you will get arrested as soon as you land in China. I guarantee you that much, because everything is tracked on that system. Just like everything they do online, they track it over there. They're not allowed to use Google. They're not allowed to use YouTube. Of course, there's ways around it so they can access it. But WeChat especially, inside or outside of China, you got to be careful what you're saying on there. Say one bad thing, and if you plan on going to China, I would advise you not to. Okay? Just don't mess with WeChat. That's the main thing. Okay, Brandon Daniels. Yeah, it snowed today. Not too bad though. Just hot chocolate and sweaters today. Yeah, amen to the hot chocolate, especially in this weather. Agent Naranja says, you can't believe anything nowadays. Look at the current events in US. We're living in a bad movie. And unfortunately, people in Wuhan are living in a horror movie. But the problem is, this horror movie is real. Agent Naranja, yes, I use WeChat to communicate with the Chinese laser community. Okay, so you are aware of not using it at all to bash China in any way, shape, or form, right? Knife Collector says, as far as shopping, if it spreads in the US and knowing it could stay alive for a day or so on a surface, do people still want to buy food items that may have been touched or sneezed on by the infected? That's the thing. Like, there's many Chinese stores and grocery stores here that we can't even go to I've went to one last week, and I had to quickly get out of there because 95% of the people that were in there, it was a Chinese supermarket. 95% of the people that were working there, as well as the customers, were wearing masks, gloves. How do you trust the other 5% of the people that were in there? Touching the fruits, touching the vegetables. I know you wash it when you get home and whatever else, but just the risk, just even thinking about it, it's like I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So you can never be too safe. And unfortunately, it just takes one little slip up. You hand somebody money or somebody hands you money, you go to buy food, you go to a fast food place, they're infected, they touch the money, they give you the money, you put it in your pocket or whatever. You go to eat your fast food, you sit down at McDonald's or whatever, and the burger, you're touching with your fingers, you're putting it in your mouth, you're rubbing your eyes. There's just so many easy ways to get this. It is beyond scary. You can't even you don't even think about it, and then spur of the moment, 1 second later, oh God, I forgot, and now it's too late. Again, not trying to put fear in you guys, but it's just the reality of things. Stannis says, yes, I've been on here as often as I can. It's always appreciated. It's nice to see everybody else participating in the chat. It's like family we got here. That was exactly my point, Stannis. Thanks for that message. That's exactly what I was trying to do here. Make everybody feel comfortable with each other, all communicate with each other, help each other out. That's why we're here. I never was one for trolling or people yelling at each other, or if you don't agree with each other, that's cool too. But we don't have to get into an argument about stuff. We can just discuss things, and that's what I feel each and every one of us is doing. That's why I appreciate each and every one of you, honestly. Tia Spear says, I can't even get on WeChat. Too hard to register. I don't know, Tia. I think it's just basically you have to put in your phone number and they send you maybe like a confirmation code or something. I don't know if it's changed lately or if there's new rules and regulations onto how to make an account on there, but I think it's as easy as. But again, I would advise you, if you're going to use it because like maybe Chinese people or something, because other than that, there's really no point in using WeChat. I don't know if you have friends that are Chinese or something, but if you do, they can help you definitely register on there and show you. If it's in Chinese, then they can show you, what to click on or what to do. CEO says, no, people don't want to buy Chinese stuff now. Girls don't even want to get their nails done. Yeah, a lot of those places that do the nail salon and the hair salon. But it's not just you. So we can't even go to like Chinatown or something, If that's the way it's going to be harder and harder to go anywhere. Because again, if people take transit, or I don't want it to really become like a Chinese thing, like if there's a bus, okay, and say there's 3 Chinese people sitting in the bus, are you not going to sit next to them because they're Chinese? See, that's the wrong way of looking at things, and that was one of the problems here in Toronto last week when the mayor was saying that there's a lot of racism going on because of the coronavirus and how the Chinese are being targeted because of exactly that, the coronavirus. People are associating the coronavirus with being Chinese. Well, it could happen to anybody. And just because it originated in China doesn't mean that all Chinese are having this problem. It can happen to anybody. So just be careful whoever's around. It doesn't matter what the race. Sulolo says, I heard a young man was sentenced 6 months behind the bars in China when he posted a picture of Winnie the Pooh online. Unreal, speechless. Now even worse, people spy on each other in China. In some city, you will be rewarded $500 to $1,000 if you report the outsiders. Doesn't matter where they are come from, Wuhan, Hong Kong, anywhere. It's WeChat, right? Is that what you're talking about online? Post a picture online? Was it WeChat or was it Weibo or? It'd probably be anywhere because the government really doesn't like. What I don't understand about Xi Jinping, like If you showed a picture of like maybe the devil or I don't know, something gross looking, you know what I mean? Then you should be offended. How the hell could you be offended by Winnie the Pooh? Why would you ban Winnie the Pooh of all things? I mean, what's next? Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too? You know what I'm saying? That's I never got that. But I heard also, I think it was a few years back, wasn't Justin Bieber banned from China? Wasn't it because he had a was it because he had a tattoo or something? From what I recall. So I mean, really, this is worse than North Korea. Well, what's going on? Winnie the Pooh and tattoos? I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that was just pretty ironic. Wow. Brandon Daniels, this is the one of the most civil, reasonable chats I've ever participated on YouTube. Brandon, thanks for that. And I got a lot to say about that too. I want to say thank you to Fanny, the moderator, for keeping people in line. But Fanny, really, you don't have that much work to do because these guys and gals and everything in between have been all cool. You know, there hasn't been any trolling or anything like that on this channel. And yeah, as I said, I appreciate the fact that this channel remains small for now and that everybody in the channel is cool the way they are. So that's why I have no problem with the amount of people that we have in this channel. But Brandon, thanks again for those kind words. The world as we know it. I'm taking off. Thanks for the chat. Stay safe and see you all next time. World as we know it. Stay safe and yeah, make sure you and your wife or other better half stay safe as well, healthy, and take care of each other. Okay? We'll definitely see you next time. Brandon Daniels, rather talk to 15 rational people than 1,000 idiots. Exactly what I was saying. Man, we all think alike, eh? Oh, there's my Canadian version of it, eh? Tia Spears, I tried today just to look at what is on there, and you have to know someone who is on WeChat, and they had to add you to it. Oh, I don't know. I haven't been on it for a while, so I don't know how to go about registering on it or anything, but again, if you know Chinese people and that's the reason why you want to use it, then that's the best way to go about getting on there. If there's no other need for you to go on it, then there's really no point in accessing it. If you do access it, just again, caution what you say on there, okay? For your own sake. Even if you're not planning on going to China anytime soon, if you do down the road, there's going to be trouble, okay? Stannis says, see you the world as we know it, take care. CEO says, yeah, they don't want to go to eat at Chinese restaurants. Yeah, I know. Ever since I heard about coronavirus, there goes Mandarin. It's I don't know if you guys have that in the States. Mandarin is a huge all-you-can-eat buffet style restaurant. It's a franchise here in Canada. I don't know about the States. Chantel says, we do all the jobs that you can think of in and around a house, building from the inside and the outside. Well, that must keep you pretty busy. And luckily enough, I mean, it's right up the alley of having all the equipment handy too, right? CEO says, I read on a large forum based in the US. Brandon Daniels telling the world as we know it to take care. Chantal says, sometimes we work with larger companies and agencies, but usually my husband and I go to the job together. We are the real dream team. Yeah, you beat that basketball team up, no problem, right? Fanny saying bye to the world as we know it. Chantel says, I hope to get the time today to count our inventory, but we never sell the stuff for 10 times the normal amount. That's not fair. That's because you're civil and you have a good head on your shoulders and a good heart. CEO says they don't want to buy things from China because of the virus in the packages. Yeah, did you see that Simpsons video I posted from the 1993 episode where they cough and it was from Japan and they coughed some kind of virus or something in the box, and then a bunch of people in Springfield opened it up and got infected. That was kind of like I don't know, a projection of what to come. Did they predict the coronavirus? Who knows? All right, let's see if BNO News updated. Still 906. Let's see. 24,553. Still 906. I guess there are not going to be any updates from BNO News tonight. But that was the latest figures from there. Brendan says, even if I was president, I'd low-key bust out laughing if someone found a cartoon character that looked like me. Well, especially if it's Winnie the Pooh, right? I mean, it's a cute character. I don't understand. I mean, I would be kind of like, hey, man, you think I look like Winnie the Pooh? Gee, thanks. You know what I mean? Now where's my honey? All right. But that's not the case. Nobody ever called me Winnie the Pooh. Maybe I'm too tall. Chantel says, helping and making customers happy is more important than getting 10 times as much money from a mouthpiece or something similar. Exactly. Fanny says, I know, easy peasy. Thank you. Valerie, bye. Valerie, have a good night. I haven't seen you on here. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe before you take off, all right? So have a good night, Valerie, and take care of yourself. Be safe. Sue Lolo, I don't have a WeChat account. Maybe I should have one. Nah, not families in China. What's the Italian version of WeChat? Pasta and macaroni? See, we can joke about it. Not any racism or anything like that. It's all in good fun. It's like I said. I mean, you can make fun of maple syrup or whatever else. Who cares? It's all in good fun. CEO says no. I've never heard of Mandarin, so I guess it must be a Canadian thing. You guys don't have, or maybe you guys have like a Panda Express or something like that down in the States. I don't know. Don't you guys have some kind of big Chinese takeout franchise in the States? I think it's Panda Express or something like that. Let me know, CEO. Tia Spear says the Mandarin is a really good restaurant at CO. So yeah, Tia, you have them up in North Bay, right? They're all over Canada. But I don't know if it's really good place to go at right now, especially with people using the same spoons and everything to dig it out and put on your plate. I wouldn't recommend going there right now anyway. Stannis says, gotta head to bed, work early. Take care, everybody. Till next time. Stannis, have a good night, and thanks for coming by once again. Chantel, if we have enough stock, I will send our contact details so that others can order from us. Yeah, like I said, send me an email with your information. During the next live stream, I could definitely post your link. I'll check it out, and if everything flies, which I'm sure it will, I can definitely hopefully send you some business. Why not? Fanny says, yeah, we have that. Oh, so you're talking about Panda Express, right? I thought it was Panda Express. CEO says, yes, we have Panda Express, but I won't eat there because of MSG, monosodium glutamate. You're all making me hungry, LOL. Well, go get something from the fridge. Didn't you stock up yet? What are you doing? Come on, CEO. No need to go out. Just go down to the fridge and get something from the fridge, man. Have an apple or something. An apple a day, keeps the doctor away, right? So, yeah, I don't know what happened to B&O News, why it hasn't been updated. It's kind of strange. As I said, it's usually about every hour, but... Oh, there we go. It's now updated. Same numbers. After a 3-hour wait, everything remains the same. Or so it says. 24,553 confirmed cases worldwide, 492 fatalities. So, was it the world as we know it was saying there was 2 in Philippines? I always thought it was 1. Let's see if it's updated here. Oh, okay, 2 cases in the Philippines now, I see reported. But it's still only the 1 death. So that's why the number is stuck at 492. There hasn't been anything new since, well, the last 3 hours now. CEO, I already ate dinner. Well, it's midnight snack. It's past midnight, so it's time for a midnight snack, especially if you're hungry. Especially if we made you hungry. Go get that midnight snack. Let me see if there's any other news about Xi Jinping. That is very, very interesting, though, how there is nothing. No sign, no word, no nothing of him for the last 6 days. Xi Jinping. Go to news. Taking credit, avoiding blame. That was 19 hours ago. Xi Jinping warns virus may impact China's social stability. That was yesterday. Well, February 3rd. Now it's 2 days ago. There is no update. Let's go to settings and try to change it for the last 12 hours or 24 hours. No, the last one I read to you guys earlier is the last article. So nobody knows. We can check on Twitter. See if there's any news sources on there that are updating anything to do with Xi Jinping. Here, let me swap screen and you can check it out. This was from January 30th. Xi Jinping was filmed dry coughing today. Wow, that's what you call karma, or getting a taste of your own medicine. Wow, I should put that as my profile picture, but then again, I'd probably get in a huge amount of trouble for that. By the little pinkies. I don't know if you guys know what the little pinkies are. I suggest you read up on them anytime, and then once you read up on them, you'll notice any of my videos, if they do have a thumbs down in any way, shape, or form, you'll say to yourself, "Oh, that's from a little pinky." See some other comments here before we go to some more Xi Jinping news. Sue Lolo says, "Can you imagine when we are chatting online, people in China are panicking for their families for the next day food supplies, worrying about everything. Pray for them." There was a book that was published in Hong Kong. Talk about Winnie the Pooh and his honey. Winnie is unhappy. Okay. Oh, you got something with the Winnie the Pooh and Xi Jinping tonight there, Sue Lolo. But yeah, I'm glad you're still here enjoying the espresso, cappuccino, whatever you're having, and staying with us. Chantel says, "We work throughout the Netherlands, but also in good consultation outside the Netherlands, as long as the customers do not have a coronavirus." Good point. Brandon Daniel says, at Sulolo, "Yeah, can't imagine 711 people in critical condition. Couldn't imagine being a nurse or doctor in Wuhan right now. Must be worse than a nightmare." Yeah, definitely. I mean, can you imagine working day and night? And a lot of them aren't even working to get paid. It's all like government told you to do it, so you better do it. They'll get food, but like during their break, and they might be able to eat for 5 minutes. The other 23 hours and 55 minutes, they best be on the floor working their butts off. Or else, you know what I mean? Sulolo gossip, you know. Fanny says, "I would be terrified to just clear my throat if in China." Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if you're like, well, not in Wuhan, but anywhere else in China, just walking down the street and clearing your throat? Yeah, you'd be probably arrested on sight. Yeah, there isn't. There is no news. This was from January 28th. President Xi Jinping said China will defeat a devil coronavirus that has killed more than 100 people. Yeah, 3 days after he's celebrating Chinese New Year, right? Let's check out the latest tweets regarding Xi Jinping. I don't think we're going to hear anything on here. That's not English. How he destroyed religion, made himself God. These are just people's opinions, of course. So here's what Xi Jinping and Carrie Lam have done for Hong Kong. Another person from Hong Kong who's very upset. Coronavirus outbreak, a major test of China's system. And the thing is, a lot of it is in his hands. You know, he controls a lot of the destiny of the coronavirus. So talk is cheap, my friend. Talk is cheap. All right, so Chantel says, I am afraid that the coronavirus will also be officially in the Netherlands by Friday. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Tia Spears, just out of curiosity, I Googled why Justin Bieber was banned from China, and it said for bad behavior. Yeah, and is bad behavior having a tattoo on your arm? Because I think that's why he got banned from China. You know, or one of the reasons anyway, which is still ridiculous. Well, what's bad behavior? What can he do as bad behavior that he doesn't do in Canada, or that he hasn't already done? Let's just give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up why Justin Bieber was banned in China. I'm just curious. I think it was really because of a tattoo. I mean, I know he's had attitude ever since he's been around, but to ban him from a whole country. Oh, you probably saw it on BBC News, right? Bad behavior, bad behavior. So it's probably, yeah, bad. Well, do they say what the bad behavior was? Here's the one from BBC News. Justin Bieber banned from China for bad behavior. This was back in 2017. Been banned in China, according to Beijing. In a statement, the ministry said it was not appropriate to allow entertainers who have engaged in bad behavior. We hope that as Justin Bieber matures, he can continue to improve. So what's the bad behavior? It doesn't say, does it? Ah, here we go. Because of what it called a number of incidents of bad behavior, it did not elaborate on exactly which of Mr. Bieber's run-ins with the law it was referring to. The pop star, who was allowed to tour China in 2013, joins a long list of musicians who have found themselves similarly blacklisted. Most, though, like the British band Oasis and the US group Maroon 5, because of perceived political statements rather than the grounds of bad behavior. Well, I know Adam Levine has got massive tattoos as well. Oasis just had a hugely bad attitude, but well, who knows? Again, it's China, so we're never going to really know the real reason, but ban somebody for that. All right, let's get back on track here. Sue Lolo says, sacrifice, the doctors, the nurses, the volunteers, they earn my respect. Yeah, we don't give them enough credit. These are just normal, a lot of them are just normal civilians who are asked or forced to help. They're not even professional doctors or nurses. I mean, I've heard a couple of the doctors have passed away. Some of the volunteers have also couldn't handle it anymore and just passed away. They even had there's been a few videos around of the people, the volunteers with the masks, and you could see their face was scarred from them taking it off, putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on. Even their hands were scarred from the masks and from the gloves. Sue Lolo says, hey Mavakaga, be ready. You will not get lots of videos after the military take over cities. Well, I've tried to show as much as I can when I can. Eventually, if all the videos dry up, then so be it. We are well aware of what's happening and what's been happening. Tia Spears, same as Oasis and Maroon 5 have been blacklisted from China as well. Yeah, you read the exact same article I did, the BBC News one. Chantel says, usually I watch live videos on Facebook and share it with friends, but this is the first serious channel on YouTube I can share with them and knowing they keep watching your channel. Yeah, I would appreciate that, Chantal. If you tell your friends about the channel, tell them to subscribe, and I will try to keep up with posting videos as I get them and as I can verify that they are real. Yeah, I would appreciate that. Karma, right? Good things happen to good people. So if you can tell them to subscribe and just make sure that they hit that bell icon as well, okay? Because a lot of people don't do that. And what happens is they don't know that I'm posting new videos or have a new live stream. And then they end up missing it. They'll watch the replay, but of course we can't chat at that time because it's already done with. You know what I mean? All right, gals, everything in between, be it alien, be it whatever, we already discussed that. We'll go on for about another 5-10 minutes and then we'll call it a night, okay? I'll try to come back on either tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. What is best for you guys, though? You guys got to give me your opinions too. Do you guys prefer like this hour for live streams, earlier in the day? It's going to be different for everybody because we're all, spread out across the world, so it's different time zones for everybody. But what do you guys prefer? Is there a preference? Let me know. Sulolo. Patients hand out their phones and visitors' phones will be checked before and after by the military. That's an ongoing issue and it's getting worse by the day as well. Yeah, I've noticed that there's fewer and fewer videos coming out. Brendan Daniels, yeah, hit that bell icon. And don't forget, guys, smash that like button as well, eh? That helps out as well. Let's refresh the BNO News one more time, and I think we're going to call it a night. It's getting kind of late. Let's see if it's the last update. So 24/5/53, 492 at 12:16, 12:24, 8 minutes later. 24/5/53, 493. So there has been another fatality. Damn, let's see if it's anywhere that we haven't noticed before. Beijing and Shanghai still have the one. Let's see if it's outside of China. Hong Kong had the one. Yeah, they had the one before. Philippines has the one. So I guess it's another one in Wuhan. So do you guys really believe that from 9:06 until 12:24, almost 3 hours, only one person in Wuhan has passed away? You see what I mean? We can't trust any numbers that we see online, even BNO News. I mean, I know they're trying their best, but there's no way. I can't fathom one person in that province in Wuhan passing away in 3 hours. It's just, I don't know. Do the math, guys. I see it as impossible. Let's see here. Brandon Daniel says, I like this hours is after my day settles down. CEO says, this time is good. Knife Collector, I like this time at night, mornings. All depends on when I go to bed. Brendan Daniels, thanks for the stream and thanks for promoting the truth and good vibes. That's what we're here for, my friend Brandon. And thank you for coming along for the ride as well. Tia Spear says the death was in Tianjin. Is that the first one then? Let's see. Tianjin, what province is Tianjin in? Oh, okay, just its own city here. So the one, so that's the new one. So I guess that's their first one. That's too bad. So 69 cases, one death. But you notice how many it says critical? The Shanghai one has had this 7 critical for almost a week. If you're in critical condition with the coronavirus, I don't think you'll last more than a day. So that's why I don't believe these numbers that much. It's been critical for 1 week. Yeah. Yeah, and especially with all these millions of infected people. 20, what was the number? 23. This is just from this website, right? It says 24,553. Only 493 fatalities. Yet you're opening up that many new hospitals in 6 days to put bodies to try to cure them? No way. No way. Sorry, man, but I'm not believing that. Sulolo says, funny thing is people videos, 8 dead bodies in 5 minutes. Yeah, there's been the videos that have been posted online there. Dead bodies everywhere, and yet we have that low amount of numbers. Tia Spear says, if you keep scrolling down the page, it gives you a breakdown of the updates they made. Oh, yeah, right at the bottom of the page. I know. Yeah, down here. Yeah, and it shows you the map on here as well. And then here's the timeline. So before this one, death in Tianjin at 5:10 GMT, which is about 25 minutes ago. So before this one, the last death, apparently, as I see here, I don't see any for like the last, what, 24, 48 hours? I just see new case, but I don't see any death other than this one in Tianjin. One new death in Hong Kong. This is the first death in Hong Kong and the second outside mainland China. Chantel says, where are you from? And what is the time there? My hubby and I should be sleeping when you started your live. It's 12:40, roughly, in the morning. Canada. Chantel says 7:40, 7.4. Brendan Daniels. Apparently they're cremating people like crazy. Can't imagine that happening to a family member and not knowing their fate. The two hospitals, as I said all along, I think are a graveyard or a resting place for the bodies. I don't think there are hospitals for really treating anybody. Okay, so for the final time tonight, guys, gals, everything in between, I appreciate each and every one of you coming along for the ride, as always. If you haven't subscribed, do so. That way you'll be notified when I do a live stream or any new videos. I really do honestly, sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. Let's keep this thing rolling. Hopefully this virus can be cured soon. If it does, we can always talk about other things, but unfortunately it doesn't look like this thing will die down anytime soon. We'll keep on talking about it. Moderator Fanny, thanks a lot for helping out. I appreciate you as well. Don't forget to smash the like button as well, okay, guys, gals, everything in between. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow, not sure when, but anyway, sometime tomorrow. This is Mavakaga saying, stay safe, everybody. Peace and love, all right? Mavakaga.